Hey everyone, welcome back to English Voices.
It's your go-to podcast for learning everyday English through genuine conversations and relatable feelings.
Yes, welcome back. We know your day is probably packed with tasks and notifications.
So thank you for sharing a small part of your precious time with us. We truly appreciate it.
I'm Alex,
And I'm Jamie.
and this is your English Learning Podcast.
We focus on daily life conversations and sharing honest stories that resonate with you.
Today, we've prepared a B2 to early C1 level episode, so the language might be a bit more sophisticated.
And if some parts feel a little challenging, please don't worry. That's perfectly normal.
You don't need to grasp every single word. Just follow our stories. Enjoy the natural flow of our chat.
And you can always listen again later if you want to catch more details.
Think of this episode as a little mental break. Just listen.
We'll take care of the English for you, delivering it right to your ears.
Although someone here looks like they could use a serious break themselves. Alex, your eyes look a little heavy.
Oh, my eyes? What about them?
Well, you look like you might have only managed about 4 hours of sleep last night.
Be honest with me, is it the same old story, you and your phone again?
You've totally caught me. Yes, it's the classic tale.
Once upon a time, Jamie and his phone decided that sleep was merely an optional activity.
So we have a rather sleepy Jamie in the studio today.
Sleepy Jamie indeed, but my coffee is extra strong this morning.
And my English is wide awake, so we are definitely in safe hands.
And to be fair, the weather isn't exactly helping my energy levels.
Oh, what's wrong with the weather today?
It's just strange. The sky seems genuinely confused.
It can't make up its mind whether it wants to be gloriously sunny or dramatically stormy.
It's like it's saying, I might rain, I might not. You'll just have to wait and see.
So the sky is as indecisive as you are when choosing a dish at a restaurant, Alex.
Wow, calling me out so early in the episode, Jamie, that's harsh.
It's true, though. You examine the menu like it's a critical legal document.
That's because food is a very serious business to me. But yes, the weather does feel a bit like my brain right now.
A curious mix of bright ideas and cloudy confusion.
A mix of bright and cloudy. That perfectly describes so many of our days, doesn't it?
Some wonderful moments, some moments of stress, all rolled into one single day.
Exactly. But when someone asks, how was your day, we often just respond with a simple, fine, or busy.
And that's exactly what we want to help you change today.
Our topic is how to talk about your day in English, but at a more advanced, higher level.
So we're moving beyond I woke up, I ate, I worked, I slept. That's the basic version.
Today, we want to equip you with the language to describe your day with much more detail.
With more emotion and using those natural, everyday phrases that native speakers use.
Yeah, we'll walk you through a hypothetical full day, morning, afternoon, and evening.
And as you listen, you might think, oh, that sounds exactly like my routine, or I could totally describe my day like that.
Feel free to borrow any phrase that truly resonates with your own experiences.
And towards the end of this episode, we'll also have a special word tour.
We'll slow down and explain some of the more advanced expressions from our conversation. This way, they'll have a chance to really sink in and stay in your memory.
So if something seems to fly past you earlier in the episode, don't worry about it at all.
Stay with us. We will definitely revisit some of those key phrases later on.
And if you enjoy learning English this way, with real stories, authentic feelings, and practical real-life vocabulary,
Please do us a huge favor. Tap that like button and subscribe to the English Voices podcast.
it genuinely helps more learners discover this cozy and supported space.
And later in the comments section, we would absolutely love for you to share a small part of your day.
Maybe your morning routine, perhaps the most stressful part, or even your favorite moment.
Try to use 1 or 2 expressions from this episode when you write your comment.
All right, then take a deep breath, get comfortable, maybe grab a cup of tea or coffee.
And let's begin right at the start, the morning. Alex, how does a typical day truly kick off for you?
Okay, I'll tell you the brutally honest version, not the Instagram perfect version. My morning routine is, shall we say, a little quirky.
Quirky, meaning a bit strange, but in a rather charming and interesting way, right?
Exactly. It's not perfect, not aesthetically pleasing, just very authentically me.
So my alarm goes off, and I certainly don't leap out of bed like a superhero.
I usually just lie there for a moment, silently negotiating with myself. Just 5 more minutes.
And then I'll transform into a responsible adult.
Ah, a quiet negotiation with your alarm clock. I know that feeling well. Yes, some days I win that negotiation, some days the incredibly comfortable bed wins.
And on those days, I completely go overboard with the snooze button.
Go overboard means you do something too much. You take it a bit too far, right?
Precisely. One snooze is perfectly acceptable. 3 snoozes? That's definitely going overboard.
Then I'm already mentally rushing even before my feet have touched the floor.
Oh, I absolutely know that sensation. For me, it looks a little different.
But the end result is often the same. My body might be out of bed, but my brain is definitely still catching Z's.
So how does your morning really begin, Jamie?
Honestly, I sit up looking like a rather confused penguin. I'm technically awake, but I have no idea what year it is.
If I check my phone too quickly, my mind immediately becomes noisy and overwhelmed.
So now I try to just sit on the edge of the bed for about 30 seconds and just breathe. No phone, no messages, just a moment of, okay, I'm alive. Good morning.
A small personal hello to yourself. I like that.
Yes, it's not some grand spiritual practice, but it genuinely helps.
If I skip that little pause, I feel scattered throughout the entire morning.
I know that scattered feeling all too well. That's why I heavily rely on my little getting ready routine.
So after my alarm negotiation, I finally managed to stand up and head to the bathroom.
I do the usual things, wash my face, brush my teeth, and attempt to make my hair look like it belongs to a human being.
Well, it works. Your hair looks very human today, Alex.
Thank you. Then comes the task of choosing clothes. On a good day, I'll have them prepared the night before. On a bad day, I just stand there staring at my wardrobe thinking, who am I? What's my style?
Why do I even own this particular shirt?
An existential crisis right in front of the closet. How relatable.
Yes, after that, I migrate to the kitchen. Breakfast is usually pretty simple.
Sometimes it's toast, sometimes oatmeal. I'd love to say it's a green smoothie, but that would be a lie.
Toast is honest. A smoothie is marketing.
Exactly. And before I finally leave, I have my big door moment. I stand there and do a full body check. Keys, wallet, phone, bag.
Yes, that familiar little dance. I tap my pockets like I'm going through airport security.
Definitely. And during the rainy season, I also add umbrella to the mental checklist.
Did I learn from last time? And the answer is usually no.
Usually no indeed.
For me, the one thing I always seem to forget is my headphones.
If I walk out without them, I feel like I've left without my brain entirely.
So your real checklist is keys, wallet, phone, brain.
Yes, and my brain is very much located in my headphones.
Okay, so after the great door checklist, you finally step outside.
When I leave the house, I try to walk a little bit if I can.
My commute isn't incredibly long, but I always make sure to have 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes where I consciously notice things outside. The light, the weather, people with their coffees, those sleepy faces.
I really like that you do a little bit of people watching.
Yes, I don't overtly stare, but I do notice things. It makes me feel like a part of the city.
Not just a part of my never-ending to-do list. Sometimes I listen to music, sometimes a podcast.
And sometimes I simply let my brain be quiet, just observing.
That's interesting. My commute is usually much louder. I typically take public transport.
And there's always some kind of drama unfolding, someone on a loud phone call.
Someone battling with the ticket machine. One child asking why every 5 seconds.
So your commute is essentially free entertainment.
Yes, if I'm awake enough, I actually enjoy it. If I'm still half asleep, I just stare out of the window.
And I zone out. That's a great phrase you can use.
Zone out means you stop paying attention and your mind drifts somewhere else, right?
Exactly. So you can say, on the bus, I just zoned out and looked out of the window.
Instead of just saying, I went by bus, it makes a big difference when you narrate the story of your day.
Not just rattling off the facts. And after that little bus story, suddenly you're there.
At work or at school or wherever your day truly begins.
So when you walk in and sit at your desk for the first time, what happens for you, Alex?
I open my laptop and my day essentially says hello. Emails, messages, small problems, new tasks.
Some days I feel completely calm and in control. Other days, by 9:30 a.m., I already feel a little swamped.
Swamped means extremely busy with too many things to do at the same time, correct?
That's it. It's like you're standing in really deep water, but the water is made entirely of tasks.
On those chaotic mornings, I try my best to not panic.
I make a quick, short list and ask myself, okay, what truly demands my brain's attention right now?
And what can genuinely wait until later?
That question alone is a fantastic tool to have.
On a good day, I start with a few easy tasks and whip through them quickly.
Whip through means to do something very fast and efficiently, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. For example, I whipped through a few simple emails in just 15 minutes.
When I manage to do that, I immediately feel like, okay, I can handle this. I'm not drowning.
So you could say I was swamped, but I whipped through some easy tasks first to feel in control.
That really makes your English sound much richer and more descriptive.
Of course, sometimes I do the complete opposite. I look at everything and just freeze.
Then I open one message, only answer half of it, open another thing, and suddenly my brain starts to feel a bit frazzled.
Frazzled means very tired and stressed, like your brain is completely overcooked, right?
That's a great way to put it. Not just tired, but messy and chaotic inside.
When I notice myself getting frazzled, I try to stop for just 1 minute.
I breathe deeply, drink some water, and then consciously choose just one thing to focus on.
One thing at a time. That's good English advice and excellent life advice.
For me, late morning is usually my peak brain time.
If I don't accidentally destroy it by checking my phone too often, I can focus incredibly well.
So I like to dedicate that time to my deep work, writing, creating, planning.
What about emails and all those small things?
If I'm smart, I whip through emails first, just like you suggested.
If I'm not so smart, I keep checking them all morning and then I end up feeling just as frazzled as you.
So we're essentially watching the same movie, but with different actors.
Yes, many people assume their day is boring, but if you look closely, there's so much happening within it.
And your English can absolutely reflect that depth and complexity.
And one very important chapter in my day's story is, without a doubt, lunch.
Ah, yes, the unsung hero of the workday.
My relationship with lunch is very straightforward. If I skip it, I inevitably suffer.
Yes, the after-lunch version of you will inevitably appear and demand, "Why did you do this to me?"
Exactly. So I always try to eat something substantial, something real.
Nothing too fancy, but genuinely nourishing food. If I eat too fast or eat right at my laptop, I know I will pay for it later.
How do you usually feel in the early afternoon, Alex?
If I'm not careful, this is precisely the time when I try to do everything too quickly.
And I completely forget that haste makes waste.
Haste makes waste means when you do something too fast, you end up making mistakes.
And those mistakes ultimately cause you to lose even more time later, right?
Precisely. So if I write emails too quickly, I might send them to the wrong person.
Or include incorrect information, and then I have to go back and correct everything.
That means more work and definitely more stress. So now I actively try to slow down a little after lunch.
Even when my instinct is to rush and get everything done immediately.
So you can effectively say, in the afternoon, I try to slow down because haste makes waste.
It sounds both natural and incredibly wise at the same time.
My afternoons are usually a whirlwind of people, meetings, calls, messages.
Sometimes I feel swamped not just with tasks, but with conversations.
That can be incredibly draining for your social energy, Jamie.
It truly can. So, one of my key survival skills is to politely wiggle out of things that aren't truly necessary.
Wiggle out of something means to cleverly escape from a task or responsibility, doesn't it?
Yes, it's not about lying, but about gently redirecting or moving away.
For example, I might write, "Can we handle this via email instead of attending another long meeting?"
Or can we revisit this next week when we have a bit more time?
So your secret weapon is employing good, polite sentences.
Exactly. If I say yes to absolutely everything, I end up going overboard again.
And then I'm completely drained by 5 o'clock.
You can use this too. I was swamped in the afternoon, but I tried to wiggle out of extra meetings so I could focus.
And what about that last part of the workday for you, Alex?
Late afternoon is always an interesting phase. Sometimes I get a glorious second wave of energy.
And I can focus really effectively again. Other times I feel like my brain decided to leave the building an hour before I do.
Yes, your body is still in the chair, but your brain is already comfortably settled on the sofa at home, right?
Precisely. On those particular days, I try to look at my to-do list and be brutally honest with myself.
What can I actually realistically finish today?
And what can I safely move to tomorrow without causing any drama? If I lie to myself, I just end up staying too late and still not finishing anything important.
For me, this is the crucial moment when I have to decide, do I simply call it a day?
Or do I pretend I'm some kind of tireless machine and just keep working?
And what do you usually choose, Jamie? Let's cut to the chase.
Cut to the chase means to skip all the extra details and get straight to the main point, right?
Exactly. So I will cut to the chase. Most days, my inner hero wants to finish everything.
And then I remember that tomorrow absolutely exists.
If I keep pushing myself too hard, I'll feel absolutely terrible the next day.
So on a good day, I close my laptop at a reasonable time, take a deep breath,
And I genuinely call it a day. That, my friends, is a very advanced skill.
not just in English, but in life itself, knowing when to stop.
Yeah, and after you finally stop, you still have a whole second life waiting for you at home.
So we leave work. What happens in your world, Alex, when you finally walk through your front door?
When I finally step into my home, I really need a small reset moment.
I put my bag down, change into comfortable clothes, and just stand there for a moment. No music, no TV. I just consciously let my shoulders relax and release the day's tension.
You give your nervous system a much-needed small break.
Yes, then I usually make something simple to eat. I try to have at least a few evenings each week.
Evenings that feel truly wholesome. Wholesome means simple, good for you, and emotionally healthy, doesn't it?
That's it. Things like cooking something easy, listening to soft music.
Talking to someone I love, maybe reading a good book.
No drama, no intense productivity, just a gentle, wholesome evening.
That sounds like a perfect commercial for normal, peaceful life.
Yes, normal life can be incredibly beautiful when we actually live it.
Not just rush through it constantly. My evenings also tend to have two distinct versions.
The good version and the "what did I just do with my time" version.
I want to hear about both.
On a good evening, I either walk home slowly or take a short stroll after I arrive.
It really helps my brain transition out of work mode.
Then I eat, maybe chat with a friend or family member, and watch something light and uplifting.
It's not thrilling, but it is definitely wholesome.
And how do you feel after that kind of evening?
I feel completely rejuvenated.
Rejuvenated means feeling fresh again with renewed energy, often after rest or something good for you, right?
That's it. My body might be still tired, but my mind feels clear and calm.
I'm ready for tomorrow, not afraid of it. And the other version.
The other version. That's when I tell myself, just a quick check on my phone.
And then suddenly it's midnight and I realize I've gone overboard again.
The next morning, I am certainly not rejuvenated at all. I'm just tired and a little angry with myself.
I think many people know that version very well too.
Yes, maybe you were listening and thinking, this is my life. This is my day.
And that's exactly the point of this episode. Your day might seem very normal.
but you absolutely can describe it in rich, interesting English.
You wake up, you negotiate with your alarm, you get ready, maybe forget something crucial.
You commute, you work, you eat, you get swamped, you wiggle out of some things.
You call it a day, you go home, and you choose between feeling wholesome and rejuvenated,
Or overboard and frazzled.
and every single part of that daily story has words and phrases you can use to tell it better.
Right? And in a moment, we will slow down and examine some of those expressions more clearly.
So that they can really stick in your mind.
For now, just notice, you already live an interesting day.
Now you can talk about it in equally interesting English too.
Okay, friends, let's embark on a small word tour together.
We'll just walk slowly through some of the powerful expressions we've used today.
You can relax. If you want to repeat the words, that's fantastic.
If you only want to listen, that is also perfectly fine. Let's start with the busy feelings.
The first one is swamped.
When you are swamped, you are extremely busy. You have far too many things to do at the same time.
For example, by 10 a.m., I was already swamped with emails and messages.
Or, this week I am absolutely swamped at work, so my evenings are not very free.
You can repeat swamped.
Swamped.
Then we had frazzled.
If you feel frazzled, you are very tired and stressed. Your brain feels overcooked and messy inside.
For example, after a full day of back-to-back meetings, I felt completely frazzled.
Or, if I try to juggle too many things at once, I inevitably end up frazzled by lunchtime.
Repeat, frazzled.
Frazzled.
Now let's move to the feeling better side of things.
One of my personal favorites from today is rejuvenated.
If you feel rejuvenated, you feel fresh again, with new energy.
Often after a period of rest or after doing something that is truly good for you.
For example, after a short nap and a refreshing shower, I felt rejuvenated and ready to tackle my tasks again.
Or, a quiet, wholesome evening can leave you feeling perfectly rejuvenated for the next day.
Repeat, rejuvenated.
Rejuvenated.
We also used the word wholesome.
Something is wholesome when it is simple, inherently good, and emotionally healthy. It feels good for your heart and soul.
For example, dinner with my family last night, no phones, just talking and laughing. That felt incredibly wholesome.
Or, your evening routine sounded really wholesome. Cooking, soft music, and a good book.
Repeat, wholesome.
Wholesome.
Now, a couple of words that help describe personality and behavior.
One of them was quirky.
If something is quirky, it's a bit strange or unusual, but in a charming or interesting way.
It's not bad, it's just delightfully different.
For example, my morning routine is a little quirky. I talk to my plants before I even drink my coffee.
Or, he loves exploring quirky cafes with their unique and often funny decorations.
You can repeat quirky.
Quirky.
And sometimes our habits or actions can go a little too far.
That's where the phrase go overboard comes in.
If you go overboard, you do too much of something. You cross a sensible limit.
For example, I just wanted a small break, but I went overboard and watched videos for 2 whole hours.
Or, they really went overboard with the decorations for the party. There were balloons absolutely everywhere. Repeat, go overboard.
Go overboard.
We also had a few expressions about time management and making decisions.
One of them was wiggle out of something.
If you wiggle out of something, you manage to escape from a task or a responsibility in a gentle, clever way.
For example, I was already so tired, so I cleverly tried to wiggle out of that extra meeting.
Or, he always seems to find a way to wiggle out of doing the dishes after dinner. Repeat, wiggle out of.
Wiggle out of.
Another incredibly useful idiom was cut to the chase.
If you cut to the chase, you skip all the unnecessary extra details and go directly to the main point.
For example, we don't have much time left, so let's please cut to the chase.
Or, I'll cut to the chase. Yes, I absolutely want the job.
Repeat, cut to the chase.
Cut to the chase.
And then we had that wonderful little proverb, haste makes waste.
Haste makes waste means that when you try to do something too quickly, you often make mistakes.
And in the end, those mistakes actually cause you to lose even more time than if you had just taken your time initially.
For example, I tried to finish my report very quickly, but haste makes waste. I had to correct many errors later.
Or, she always reminds her team, haste makes waste. Take your time and do it properly. You can repeat, haste makes waste.
Haste makes waste.
And finally, we talked about whip through something.
If you whip through something, you do it very quickly and efficiently.
For example, in the morning, I managed to whip through my emails in under 20 minutes.
Or, we decided to whip through all the boring administrative tasks so we could focus on the fun project.
Repeat, whip through.
Whip through.
Good. So that concludes our little word tour for today.
Just a small walk through some stronger, more descriptive words that you can use to talk about a very normal day.
You don't need to commit everything to memory right now.
Maybe just choose 1 or 2 phrases that feel genuinely useful for your own life.
And then try to incorporate them this week.
You could say, for example, I was swamped this morning, but my evening was wonderfully wholesome.
Or, I whipped through my tasks early, so now I feel totally rejuvenated.
Even one new sentence that feels natural is significant progress.
And if you'd like some extra practice, please feel free to share a small part of your day in the comments section below.
Your morning, your work, your evening, anything.
Just try to use one of today's new words. We would be absolutely delighted to read it.
Remember, your everyday life is incredible material for practicing English.
You don't need a perfect, fantastical story. You just need honest, descriptive sentences.
And we truly love walking through those sentences with you.
Bye for now, friends.
Bye.